Does that show the time?
6:29 is what I had.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have to wait.
No, Rita?
I don't know.
Oh, just curious.
Alright. 6:30, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you for attending the August 20th, 2025 special meeting to discuss the tax rate and final budget concerns. As we do with all meetings, let's go ahead and start with communication. Citizen communication, is there any citizen communication? It's just W. Lovato there. So there's not any citizen communication here in the building, audience, I guess I should say, but I actually do have a citizen communication. I've talked to Sean about this already. I can bring it up. We can discuss it, well, we can't discuss it. I can bring it up just so you guys are aware of an issue, and then it's gonna be on the agenda for next week. But we have a resident, Carol Binker, apologies if I mispronounced that, who has had a history of harassing residents and consultants in our community, and specifically in our parks. And she has already been warned not to come into the Walker House, which she's adhered to. But unfortunately, on Monday, we had an incident where she approached one of our TF Harper consultants, our main one, and verbally attacked him. It was actually quite vile, and used quite a bit of profanity. So, as a matter of fact, our consultant said it was the worst human interaction he's had in his entire life. There was another witness there, another resident. So, again, I'll just let you guys know, it will be on the agenda next week. I've already notified Lovato and Sean in the subcommittee, as well as the GM. I've written a memo, and we will be asking for a criminal trespass warning, but the board will need to vote on that. I think we need to protect our consultants, and it's not okay. Okay, park rules are broken, so, yeah, that's it for citizens communication. Let's go ahead and get started. Do we have Tyler and Taylor on the phone?
We'll have Taylor on the phone.
Okay. Let's go into the work session. It sounds like Lisa has done some work. Do you want to share that?
Yeah, actually what we have done a little bit of research on is the mulching for priority landscape. We have that in there twice a year. Total coming out to $25,740. That's part of their base fee of $413, $413,515. I've asked the necessity of the mulch, and there really isn't too much of one. So I'd like to go a year without doing mulch, bringing that one line item down to $387,775.
Can you repeat that number for me?
Yes.
14,
So it's
16.
initially $413,515.
I apologize, I meant the line item.
The line item, let's see, it's gonna be on landscaping, let me confirm.
16,602? Yeah, 16,602.
Thank you, that's
And that's gonna get reduced to 387 what?
387,775.
7.
Hey, Taylor.
Hey, Taylor.
Hi, it's good to see y'all.
Excellent. Okay, sorry, thank you.
Okay, and then do you have one more item you want to recommend? Base fee.
Yes, and then also on the base fee, and I'll let Taylor chime in on this, I was asking, Sean and I have discussed initially about the $1.22 pass-through for TDS on the base fee. That's just their change for their October rate, but looking at an additional dollar added to the base fee to help with revenue, bringing revenue into the district. Taylor, can you tell us what that would look like?
Yeah, so as Lisa kind of mentioned, this is to stay in line with the CPI increases that you're seeing from your garbage provider. And so it's very common that as that rate comes up from your garbage provider, that we kind of mimic that in your base service, which is where you recoup the cost for garbage. I apologize, I was kind of in and out of meetings all day, so I didn't get a chance to run percentage wise, but obviously if you just add that per customer per month, you'd be able to get kind of a rough number. So it just depends when y'all want to implement that. Obviously you can't do it today. And so it would just take a couple of meetings to get your rate order updated and all of that good stuff, but definitely would have a big impact on your budget. So we're not subsidizing that garbage cost then.
So between 24 and 36,000, just doing 2,000 and 3,000 times 12 a month, times 12 months, excuse me. Is that right?
Yeah, rough math, that sounds right.
Okay.
So it'd be at a rate of 222 added to the base fee, which is at 57 and change right now, I believe.
So that would bring us to an even budget, a balanced budget.
It brings us to a balance.
I think it would get us pretty close, yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing with regards to the rate order, is that we talked about this last year, but in the rate study that was conducted by Newgen a couple of years ago, that was a tiered phase-in of costs, increased costs, so there is a recommendation to bump up a little bit. It's about a 15 cent per 1,000 gallon feet on the volumetric water side. So I can probably get that over to y'all to see what that would look like from a revenue perspective. But that is an additional recommendation that I think we'd be making as well.
So it would be,
Which line item would on the budget would the additional base fee show up at?
is that?
It would be
14,204?
14204.
Yeah, working 204. So we're adding 24 to 36,000 on that.
Yeah.
I just did 2,000 and 2,000 times 12.
And that's not including the volumetric, adding the, yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's just base fee.
Mm-hmm.
$1 times homes touched.
How much revenue we think in the volumetric wastewater on 14,201, right?
I don't have a good feel for that data, but we could probably generate that pretty quickly. I can tell you that looks like the rate for each class, it goes up 15 cents per 1,000 gallons.
So the wastewater is gonna be a little bit different due to winter averaging. That's,
Yeah.
that,
This is just water.
yeah, this is just water.
For just water,
Yeah, this will
okay,
be
yeah.
just water, yes.
But I think by the time, probably by your next meeting next week, we'll probably have a rough estimate of what that number looks like.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So that would be 14,104, that would.
I think 14,101, right?
So your volumetric would be the 14,104, and your base would be under the 14,204.
Right.
Taylor, that, I'm correct, right?
Yes, ma'am.
It looks like we did have a little bit of an increase baked in there. I'm not sure what that was attributable to.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Okay.
I need to go back and look.
How would I learn more about winter averaging?
Well, we have put it on, our newsletters, we have gathered the information from Crossroads. The winter averaging fee basically, begins in October and ends roughly around the February-March timeframe, and what we do, and it's mud-wise, all muds do it, but basically what you're doing is trying to get the volumetric average of residents, usage without any type of like irrigation, any additional use, so
I
you're looking
apologize
at
for
just
interrupting,
inside.
I just wanna know where I would find, like,
You can look on you can go onto the Texas Water Development Board, they'll provide you some winter averaging information there. And again, also on the website, we've added winter averaging information there.
Taylor, how many homes do you typically use for the math and calculating? I know it changes depending on what.
Yeah, it's like 2165, I think, is just going off the top of my head.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, let's go around the room. Do you have anything else on the budget? Okay, let's go around the room and see if anybody else has any other recommendations. Director Shoemaker.
I'm still actually working through stuff, so I don't right now.
Okay. Just Stanfield.
Just a couple clarifying questions. On the postage, if we are pulling back our sending out the newsletters, would that postage amount go down any?
No,
So that stays the same?
that stays the same because that's Crossroads. We
Okay.
pay that postage, in the newsletter portion of the communication, so it's a different line item.
Okay, that's what I needed. And then, the website hosting, 28,000, what,
That's gonna be for everything that we, use, 620 Studios, for all of the website items that we add to it, as well as, I think the newsletter might be in that as well.
Okay, anything else?
I was wondering, it's tougher with some of these. I was wondering if maybe for some of the higher dollar items, we could have it broken out just a little bit, like Lisa, you did that on some of them, the ones you were recommending changes to or specifically drawing our attention for. But maybe on some of the bigger ones, if we could see those broken out, cause I know we're not gonna I mean, we've already made a lot of progress just today with, 40-ish thousand from the landscape maintenance and, the increases to the revenue, but on some of the other ones, we're not gonna remove 2,000 here and 1,000 there to cover the distance, right?
Mhm.
So maybe on the higher dollar ones, we could break them out and just see kind of what is in there, like not some of them, right? Garbage expense is garbage expense,
Right,
but, and, water purchase is water purchase, but some of the other higher dollar ones, I think we know what is in Mark's because you sent that. Does that sound like a,
do you have one in, cause I think Taylor is the one that's gonna need to do that.
oh, I'm sorry, Taylor. Then,
Yeah, I'd be happy
to
to
see-
pull the information, just if there's any that specific that you're looking at.
okay, that is a completely fair request.
Well, I mean,
So rather than do it off the cuff, why don't I email them to you tomorrow?
Sure,
That's
of
okay.
course.
I mean,
Yep, absolutely.
example, Director Johnson, you're talking about something like 16-122, maintenance repairs, water, is that one of the ones you think of, like where
Yeah.
there's a component where we're buying parts and equipment, physical assets, and then there's a labor component, same for maintenance and repairs, 16, but we can get together a list for you, I'm just using those as examples, right?
Sure.
Where,
Yeah.
So Taylor, just to help you out, I actually do have those components for 16205, and it's gonna be all of the Crossroads stuff, and it is in the Excel form, so I'll go ahead and send those to, both directors, and then we'll just go off of anything else that they're looking for, but I have the
Okay.
Crossroads stuff broken out.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead
Awesome,
and send it
thank
to all
you.
the directors, if you don't mind, yeah. Landscape, I think it should be another one.
Yep, that's one of the ones that comes in.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll get you the list I was thinking of, Taylor. It'd just be helpful, to see where we might need to work if we. need
Yeah,
to work.
absolutely.
Awesome, thank you.
Hey, it's a quick question, with regard to the number that we plugged in there for 26 budget for garbage expense, do you know if that was specifically?
Yes, Tyler did include the increase for October. Mhm.
Perfect. That was it for me.
Okay, great, and Director Young.
Okay.
Okay, do we have anything else on budget? And I think we just need a little bit more detail that we can get, on, by next Wednesday.
Yep.
And then do we wanna go ahead and establish and take record vote on proposed tax rate? John, you wanna discuss that?
Sure. I don't know, is Lauren on?
Yes, Lauren is on.
Okay, I might, you mind if I defer to her
Please,
or?
please
okay,
do.
yeah. I'm happy to fill in there.
Hey, Lauren.
Good evening, all. Your certified 2025 value is $737,707,911. That is comprised of $726,189,129 that has already been certified, and $11,518,782 that remains under protest, but what the appraisal district thinks they will eventually certify. Out of that, we are recommending a total tax rate of $54.50, which would be divided into your debt service of $18.45. Your M&O of $23.97, and your fire tax, which is $12.08. If you go to my second page of my handout that has that nice kind of little bit easier to read, this just shows you how we arrived at the $18.45 for your debt service portion of your tax rate. We take all of your outstanding debt, that includes your part bonds that you all sold and closed earlier this year, and trying to maintain at least a 25% coverage in your debt service fund balance. And that's where we come up with that $18.45. You'll notice that y'all are in your last 3 years of large debt service payments, and then it goes down significantly just to cover the remainder of the part bonds that you all sold. The next page is that mock-up of the notice of public hearing. That's just showing that max rate of 54.50. That is keeping y'all right underneath that 3.5% cap for a developed district. That is our recommendation that you publish that. You'll notice that last year your market value of the average homestead was 370, 341. This year that's down just slightly to 367.16. However, the big difference will come in your taxable home value. Last year it was 321.80. This year it crept up to 335,526. And then with staying right underneath that 3.5% cap, the average resident would see about a $61 difference on their tax bill from last year to this year. Questions for me regarding our recommendation?
This is more just for folks listening, but the fact that we publish this, if we were to publish the 3.47% increase that you're recommending, that would just be the maximum that we could then do. We could do any tax rate there or below, is that right? Just in terms
Yes.
of like
What you publish is your cap. You cannot go higher than that when you adopt. So that's why we would definitely recommend that you all publish that 54.50 versus a lower number, because when you come back for your public hearing in September, then you couldn't go above whatever the number is that you publish. So that gives you all opportunity to look at your rate orders, your budgets, tax rate, all of it.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Any more discussion on the approach from Lauren? Good, do I have a motion to accept the 54.50 rate to publish?
Yeah, I'll make the motion for rate to publish and we can discuss.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, let's open up for discussion. Director Shoemaker.
Just wanna state for the record, I wanna adopt this highest rate because we still have a deficit in our budget. And we need to work through what we're gonna do with our fees and tax rates. I'll probably come back next meeting with some stuff, but I need to do the math, but a large chunk of this increase is going straight to the fire tax. My quick math, looking at the stuff we're actually, or again, the M&O part that we actually control is going to be going down. But we got a further discussion at the time, I just wanna note that, but we can discuss further next week.
Well noted. Director Stanfield.
No comments.
Director Johnson.
No comments at this time.
Robert.
I'm not a Director Young.
Do you have any comments?
You're not gonna call me Director Young?
Director Young, do you have any comments?
No comments.
All right, I don't have any comments either. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so that is 5 ayes that I heard. Okay, let's go on to schedule a public hearing at which adoption of 2025 tax rate will be considered.
We could probably, if you don't mind, we could probably roll 2C and 2D together.
Sure.
We're staying on that same proposed, we have, behind 2C is your schedule here. We have your special meeting on the 10th of September, which I believe is a Wednesday. And then if you look at the draft publication, you will see that date and time has been inserted there. And so 2C and 2D, we're just looking to confirm the scheduling of the public hearing for when the tax rate will be considered, and then to authorize our firm to undertake a publication of that water district notice of public hearing.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
Motion for discussion.
Okay, do I have a second? All right, Director Johnson.
I'm just wanting to confirm what you need from us, Sean. So we need to make sure we're available on the 10th, and then we're approving the notice.
Yep.
So those are the two things?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Great, okay. Ayes or no?
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh, and that's 5 ayes. Okay, future board meetings, we have those scheduled. We will see everybody here next Wednesday. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. That's 5 ayes. You didn't hear it? Yes. Meeting's over, but do you have a question?
Maybe for Lisa.
Yes.
These just real quick, this budget, all of the revenue numbers from tax are reflective of the rates, like the numbers from Lauren, like basically, this